By now, you've heard that Donald Trump is seeking $230 million from his own Department of Justice because of legal fees and other legal issues that he had accrued because of investigations into him in the past. Now, the question is, have Republican senators heard about this?
Well, it seems odd. And I think he's in the difficult position where he's asking for something that he would approve. I think it's terrible optics.
Do you have any issues with the $230 million ask that Trump had to the Justice Department for his legal bills?
I want to find out more about it because I don't know what the details are.
The president had asked the Justice Department to pay for his legal bills with taxpayer money, $230 million. Are you okay with that?
You're telling me this right now, Manu. Can I kind of track it down? So let me, before I comment, let me read that on my own.
That was Republican Senators Cronin and Cassidy just going like, I don't, let me read it on my own. Let me read it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. This reminds me of that joke where the kid calls his dad and he's in college or something and they're having a conversation. And then at one point the kid starts asking for money and the dad goes, I can't hear you. The phone's going out. Call me back. And that's basically what this guy did to Manu Raju right there. I'll get back to you. They're defending him for asking for $230 million from taxpayers. And here's Mike Johnson doing the same.
How comfortable are you with the president apparently seeking $230 million from the Department of Justice?
I don't know the details about that. I've just read it. I didn't talk with him about that. I know that he believes he's owed that reimbursement. What I heard yesterday was if he receives it, he was going to consider giving it to charity. I mean, he doesn't need those proceeds, but we're for the rule of law. We're for what is just and right. And it's just absurd that, I mean, as has been noted here several times this morning, they attack him for everything he does. It doesn't matter what it is. This whole dust-up about the White House, just by way of quick review, because I'm an amateur historian, you'll understand, the White House has been renovated many times over the years, you understand. I mean, it was built between 1792 and 1800, right? The British burned it down practically in 1814, and then they rebuilt it in the early 1820s. And ever since, like, we've had many presidents renovate and add things to the White House.
I don't know if you noticed, but Mike Johnson just deflected and spun the hell out of that question. He went from, should Trump be getting $230 million that's going to be coming from taxpayers, to, hey, why are Democrats upset about the renovation at the White House? We've been renovating the White House forever and ever and ever. That's not answering the question. That's deflecting. And he's got these people standing behind him just like, okay, deflection. Mike Johnson is a weasel. Now here's who's really paying for this claim that Donald Trump is making.
That payout, by the way, if the DOJ does approve it, would likely come from taxpayers. The same taxpayers who are showing up to work at air traffic control towers without getting paid. The same taxpayers who could soon run out of food stamps or WIC, the special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children. The same taxpayers who are lining up at food banks, and the same taxpayers who are about to see their health care premiums double or even triple.
Yes, sir. The money would come from you and me, taxpayers, paying Donald Trump because he feels that those cases against him, he was somehow wronged for those cases, and he's going to make a deal with his own Department of Justice to get that money. But that's not the only grift. There's more.
But this is just, one more stripe on the tiger, right? You've got the crypto grift. You've got the Melania getting paid $40 million from Amazon for a documentary. You've got Melania selling Christmas ornaments. You've got Trump hawking watches. You've got the $400 million jet from Qatar. I mean, the list is long and long and long with no oversight. And it is happening at a moment when there are federal workers showing up to work, like TSA agents, and not getting paid. When there are lines that go around the block at soup kitchens in Washington, D.C., of federal workers that don't have the money to buy groceries and feed their families. So the tone deafness here is disgusting, but at the same time, it is the level of corruption that has almost become normal because of the lack of Republican willingness to be oversight on what is happening.
Anna Navarro, thank you for listing that. Oh my gosh, I'd forgotten about the Melania documentary. Who wants to see a Melania documentary? I don't, but she got paid millions and millions of dollars for it because Jeff Bezos wanted to kiss the boot. So these guys are grifters, grifters, grifters. And here's someone else breaking down how these guys want us to spend money on things that benefit them, but they will not spend money on things that will benefit ordinary people.
Can someone please explain this to me? $45 million for a birthday parade. $400 million for a plane that he's going to keep after he's out of office. Millions of dollars for 2 luxury jets for Kristi Noem. $150 million for golf outings so far. $250 million for a ballroom. $2 million to destroy the Rose Garden. $25 billion to the iCountry. And now $40 billion to Argentina. Yet somehow we don't have the money for universal pre-K or universal health care or grants for college for students or free school lunches for kids or a fully funded Medicaid program or the Medicare extensions or the ACA subsidies. We are too broke for any of those things that would actually benefit the majority of average Americans, but we can afford all that that I just listed. Make that make sense.
She's absolutely right. Can anybody explain how we are spending all this money on foreign governments? We're spending all this money on Israel, on Argentina, on the jets for Kristi Noem, on the renovation for Trump's jet, all the stuff that she listed. And now we're going to be paying for his $230 million that he feels he's owed because he says that when they went after him, that somehow that was wrong. So many things are wrong with this thing. I mean, the audacity of Donald Trump to come during the government shutdown, when people are suffering, when people have been fired from their government jobs, when people have been laid off because of Doge, when prices have gone up because of tariffs, when farmers are losing workers because they're being deported by ICE, when all of this stuff is happening, this guy, the audacity of this guy to turn around and ask the Department of Justice for that money on the cases that went against him. And then for him, you saw Mike Johnson go, I think he's going to give it to charity. No, he's not. He's going to find a way to give it to his own charity or something. That's what he'll do. This guy has never been a generous person. This guy has shorted so many people that he worked with. Talk to the people that he worked with in Atlantic City that built those casinos that he bankrupted. This guy doesn't pay his bills, and this guy's not going to donate money. Remember, he bought a painting of himself at some kind of auction and put it up in his home. Remember, they shut down the Trump charity because they were embezzling money. This guy is a thief. And now he's saying that he is owed $230 million. First of all, if he's really this rich, do you need $230 million? I mean, he talks about being rich and successful and an amazing businessman. Then why do you need $230 million of our money? Of our money, number one. Number two, if he's doing it based on principle, the 2 cases that he is claiming were inappropriate in going after him. One was the investigation, the Russia investigation. I guess he had to pay for lawyers and the sorts to fight that investigation. And the second one was the classified documents case in Mar-a-Lago. He's saying the fact that the government went after him on those 2 cases was wrong. And the fact is, at that point, the government was following the evidence. And the evidence in Russia showed that there was something there. And so we all wanted it investigated. And for you to turn around and go, just because I had a Department of Justice, an Attorney General back then in Bill Barr, who's going to go and put the kibosh on the whole thing. If you guys remember that, Bill Barr came out and said there's nothing there. And Robert Mueller was like, I didn't say there's nothing there, but my superior is saying there's nothing there. So we let it go. But there was something there. We all know there was a tie to Russia. You all know, I know, we know that Russia helped Donald Trump win in 2016. And then the Mar-a-Lago case with the classified documents, you're not supposed to take those classified documents with you and put them in your bathroom in boxes and show them off to people that come to visit you at Mar-a-Lago. You're not supposed to do that. And before that, the FBI had been talking to him and going, look, there's some of these documents, we got to get those back. And we saw famously, he had that guy, what was his, Walter Nato or something, the guy who worked at Mar-a-Lago. He's like, go hide these things. Why would you be hiding these things if you don't think it's illegal? He knows he did wrong things. Why isn't he asking for any money in the cost that he spent in preparing for defending himself for the insurrection, the failed insurrection? He'll probably ask for that as well. By the way, the Department of Justice does pay out money, and they've paid out money to victims of sexual abuse, of gun violence, and all that, but never $230 million. This is way more than victims of gun violence got. And when it's victims of gun violence, it's been mass shootings, multiple victims. Not even close to what this guy's asking for. I mean, this guy's a joke for him to be asking for this. And it's an even bigger joke for the people who voted for him, thinking that this guy was going to look out for Americans and not thinking that this guy was going to look out for himself. He is only out for himself. And how do we know that? He's lined up his whole administration with loyalists. Everyone's a loyalist. Pam Bondi, who's running the Department of Justice, she's the Attorney General right now, who would be in charge of this payout to Donald Trump for $230 million, she was his personal lawyer. So there's no guardrails. He has set America up as a huge grift. He's just trying to take as much money as he can. He said, yeah, I'm going to give this to charity. Sure you are, buddy. Yeah, we believe you. That sounds believable coming from that guy. Mike Johnson said, he's going to give it to charity or something. No, he's not. He's not. And the thing that's going to happen here is he goes with $230 million, then they negotiate, and they don't even have to tell us if they settled on anything. And that's what he does. His strategy is to sue, to go after these exorbitant amounts, and then he'll get something that he wanted, something. So, for example, if you recall with Paramount, he sued them originally for, $1 billion or something, and then settled on $16 million, took that money. With ABC, settled, took the money. But these companies, these private companies, settled with him, which already is horrific. And now you've got the government that he runs is going to have to decide if they want to reimburse him for these legal costs that he claims were unjust. He says that's unjust. Meanwhile, he's got ICE, immigration folks, kidnapping people from the streets, no due process, throwing them into holding facilities, flying them to other states, and then sending them to other countries. No due process. That's not unjust at all. But him being investigated for crimes that he committed is somehow unjust. What is going on here? How is this even allowed? How are people that are his constituents that are not getting paid right now because the government was shut down, how are they allowing this guy to continue to do what he does? How are they not calling their Republican senators and going, hey, dum-dum, don't tell me you haven't heard about it or read about it. You've heard about it. You've read about it. You better stand up to him. That's what they need to be doing. How are they not calling Mike Johnson and saying, dude, your hair is too neat. You're hiding something, man. And you just kiss the boot. Kiss the boot. That's all that Mike Johnson does. Zero spine. Spineless Johnson, that's his name. Spineless Johnson, who's got the government shut down, who won't swear in this congresswoman from Arizona, this Democratic congresswoman who just won a special election. He won't swear her in because if she gets sworn in, she will be the vote that's needed to get the Epstein files released. So that's Mike Johnson for you. So you've got all these people just putting their head in the sand and letting Donald Trump steal American dollars from you and me. It's our tax dollars he's going to get. And if you don't think his Department of Justice is going to give him some money, then I've got some beachfront property to sell you in the middle of Nebraska. Is there a beach in Nebraska? I don't think there is. Guys, it's just ridiculous. Anna Navarro laid it out nicely. That other lady laid it out nicely. We're cutting programs for food for kids in school. We're cutting healthcare benefits. We're raising prices of healthcare. We're giving tax breaks to billionaires. We've got money we don't have money to pay for that stuff. or education or to help support people that want to go to college. We don't have money for that, but what we have money for is for Donald Trump to get a payout from his own Department of Justice. And there's no independence there at that Department of Justice. We've got money for Kristi Noem to get jets to fly around in her Barbie outfit and pretend like she's a badass. That's what we got money for. We've got money for all of these things, but we don't have money for our own people. If you're not upset, and if you're not talking to your friends and neighbors and getting them to call their Republican Congress members to tell them, hey, stand up to this dude. Grow a spine. Stand up to this dude. We need guardrails. We got zero guardrails. And the only hope we have right now is to win the midterm elections. And that's why you have to make sure you're registered, you're ready to vote. And also you need to make sure that you are voting. If you're in California, vote yes on Prop 50 so that California can redistrict and counter what Texas has done. Then we're going to need other states to show up as well, because currently North Carolina just redistricted one more district for Republicans. And I believe Ohio's doing it. Another few are doing it. So it's tough. You better be on your toes, folks, or else you and I will be paying Donald Trump $230 million for court cases that were required and legit. The gall of this guy, the audacity. Guys, I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I've got a YouTube channel right here on on YouTube. It's at Maz Jobrani. Give it a follow. Let me know you found me in Rebel HQ. And I'm also touring all over the country. So check out my calendar, MazJobrani.com. Come see me live and let's laugh a little bit. I think we need it.